Hello everyone, welcome to lecture series on network and cybersecurity. This is lecture number 1 from module 1. Here is the brief outline of web security considerations. Under this we are going to see two topics, web security threats and web traffic security approaches. Whenever an individual or an organization creates a website or has a web presence, they are vulnerable to web security attacks. Security attacks are mainly aimed at stealing, altering, or destroying personal and confidential information. Stealing hard drive space, illegally accessing passwords to get to the private account information from the online banking service. All these things comes under this web security threats, and there are various approaches used to deal with this kind of threats. We are going to discuss those things in the next topic, that is web traffic security approaches. Web security considerations. The World Wide Web is fundamentally a client-server application running over the Internet and TCP/IP intranets. The web presents new challenges not generally appreciated in the context of computer and network security. The Internet is two-way. The web server The web is vulnerable to attacks on the web servers over the Internet. The web is increasingly serving as a highly visible outlet for corporate and product information and as the platform for business transactions. Reputations can be damaged and money can be lost if the web servers are subverted. Although web browsers are very easy to use, web servers are relatively easy to configure and manage, and web content is increasingly easy to develop. The underlying software is extraordinarily complex. Once the web server is subverted, an attacker may be able to gain access to data and systems not part of the web itself but connected to the server at the local site. Casual and untrained in security matters, users are common clients. That is, casual and untrained users are common clients for web-based services. Such, such users are not necessarily aware of the security risks that exist and do not have the tools or knowledge to take effective countermeasures. In brief, web usage suggests that the need for tailored security tools, complex software may hide may, and these are the consideration or reasons for the things. Complex software may hide many potential security flaws. Web server can be exploited, and there are on internet or intranet casual and untrained users. There is the presence of casual and untrained users. Examples of security vulnerabilities: SQL injections, cross-site scripting (XSS), broken authentication and session management, insecure direct object references, security misconfigurations. SQL injections. SQL injection is a type of web application security vulnerability in which an attacker attempts to use application code to access or corrupt database content. If attacker is successful, this allows the attacker to create, read, update, alter, or delete data stored in the backend database, and it is most prevalent type of web application security threat. Cross-site scripting (XSS). Cross-site scripting targets an application's users by injecting code, usually a client-side script such as JavaScript, into a web application's output. The concept of XSS is to manipulate client-side scripts of a web application to execute in the manner desired by the attacker. XSS allows attackers to execute scripts in the victim's browsers, which can hijack user sessions, deface websites, or redirect the user to malicious sites. Broken authentication and session management. Broken authentication and session management encompasses several security issues, all of them having to do with maintaining the identity of user. If authentication credentials and session identifiers are not protected at all times, an attacker can hijack an active session and assume the identity of user. Insecure direct object references. Insecure direct object reference is when a web application exposes a reference to an internal implementation object. Internal implementation objects include files, database records, directories, and database keys. When an application exposes a reference to one of these objects in a URL, that is Uniform Resource Locator, hackers can manipulate it to gain access to user personal data. Security misconfigurations. Security misconfiguration encompasses several types of vulnerabilities, all centered on a lack of maintenance or a lack of attention to the web application configuration. A secure configuration must be defined and deployed for the application. Frameworks, application server, web server, database server, and platform. Security misconfiguration gives hackers access to private data or features and can result in complete system compromise. Let us see some of the terminologies which are required to get into the next topic, that is the CIA: confidentiality, integrity, availability, and one more term, that is authentication, and it is well-known model for security policy development. This model consists of these concepts: confidentiality, integrity, availability, and authentication. Confidentiality ensures that sensitive information are accessed only by an authorized person and kept away from those not authorized to possess them. It is implemented using security mechanisms such as usernames, passwords, access control lists, and encryption. The next one is integrity. Ensures that information are in a format that is true and correct to its original purposes. The receiver of the information must have the information the creator intended him to have. The information can be edited by unauthorized persons only and remains in its original state when at rest. Integrity is implemented using security mechanisms such as data encryption and hashing. Availability ensures that information and resources are available to those who need them. It is implemented using methods such as hardware maintenance, software patching, and network optimization. Processes such as redundancy, failover, RAID, and high availability clusters are used to mitigate serious consequences when hardware issues do occur. Dedicated hardware devices can be used to guard against downtime and unreachable data due to malicious actions such as distributed denial of service, that is DDoS attacks. Authentication. Authentication is the process of verifying the identity of a person or device. Let us move to the next topic, that is the grouping of these parameters in terms of table and also in terms of passive and active attacks. Web security threats. Grouping of web security threats in terms of passive and active attacks. Location of the threat. One way to group these threats is in terms of passive and active attacks. Passive attacks include eavesdropping on network traffic between browser and server and gaining access to information on website that is supposed to be restricted. Active attacks include impersonating another user, altering messages in transit between client and server, and altering information on a web. Another way to classify web security threats is in terms of the location of the threat, that is web server, web browser, and network traffic between browser and server. Issues of server and browser security fall into the category of computer system security. Issues of traffic security fall into the category of network security, and this table shows the comparison of threats on the web. That is a summary of threats, types of security threats faced when using the web. And here this table is in terms of CIA parameters, that is confidentiality, integrity, and authentication, denial of service, threats, consequences, countermeasures. Let us start one by one. Integrity. Integrity, the threats involved to this security parameter is modification of user data, Trojan horse browser, modification of memory, modification of message, traffic in transit, and consequences of these threats are loss of information, compromise of machine, vulnerability to other threats, and so far countermeasures employed are through cryptographic checksum. Confidentiality. The threats involved are eavesdropping on the net, theft of information from server, theft of data from client, information about network configuration, information about which client talks to server, and consequences of these threats are loss of information, loss of privacy, and countermeasures taken. It can be taken are encryption through encryption and web proxies. Next one is denial of service. Threats involved are killing of user threats, flooding machine with bogus requests, filling of disk or memory, isolating machine by DNS attacks, and consequences are disruptive and annoying, prevent user from getting work done, and these countermeasures are difficult to prevent. Here, the countermeasures taken are difficult to prevent. Next one is authentication, impersonation of legitimate users, data integrity. Consequences are misinterpretation of users, belief that fake information is valid, and countermeasures employed is through cryptographic techniques. And this table is nothing but summary of web security threats. Let us move to the next topic, that is web security approaches. Web security approaches. Here, three layers of TCP/IP protocol stack are shown along with IP security, along with the security layers. A number of approaches to providing web security are possible. The various approaches that have been considered are similar in services they provide and to some extent in the mechanisms that they use, but they differ with respect to their scope of applicability and their relative location within the TCP/IP protocol stack. And the figure shows that difference. One way to provide web security is to use IP security, that just below and above network layer and below TCP layer. The advantage of using IP security is that it is transparent to end users and applications and provides a general purpose solution. Furthermore, IP security includes the filtering capability so that only selected traffic need incur the overhead of IPsec processing. Another relative general purpose solution is to implement security just above TCP, that is in terms of SSL or TLS. The foremost example of this approach is the secure socket layer, and the follow-on internet standard known as Transport Layer Security, that is TLS. At this level, there are two implementation choices. For full generality, SSL or TLS could be provided as a part of the underlying protocol suite and therefore the transparent to application. Alternatively, SSL can be embedded in specific packages, for example, Netscape and Microsoft Explorer browsers. Some equipped with SSL and most web servers have implemented the protocol. Next one shows the application level protocol, application level implementation of the security. Application specific security services are embedded within the particular application. This figure shows that one example of this architecture. The advantage of this approach is that the service can be tailored to the specific needs of a given. Here ends lecture number 1. Thank you.